So I've started playing guitar in a band again recently. It's the first time in about 10 years. I've been playing drums in bands for a long time, so my guitar gear collection is kind of dwindled. I don't even have a decent amp to play through. I'm borrowing one from my friend. But something I've always enjoyed having in my arsenal of effects is a delay pedal, which I didn't have. So I picked one up recently, and you know, of course, I went on YouTube and I looked all around for different reviews of different pedals, and I was looking in the $150 price range. The first pedal that caught my eye was the MXR carbon copy. I use another MXR pedal, which is this guy here, the Custom Badass 78 Distortion, which is a pretty sweet drive pedal. So I use that for some extra color, for like a second distortion, for leads and things like that. And I've always liked MXR stuff. The other choice was an Ibanez Echo Time pedal. Looked pretty cool. It looked kind of like a Moog pedal, but with not as many options, and that was also $150. From the reviews I saw, the sound was pretty decent, but apparently the build quality is not so great, and also apparently it's a digital delay pedal that sounds like analog. I don't know how true that is or whatever, but I was looking for a good analog delay pedal. But what I finally decided on was this pedal here, which is the Way Huge Aqua-Puss. Weird name. This is the box here. I just picked this up at Guitar Center. Pretty cool box. It's got like this comic strip kind of print on it. But I went with the Aqua-Puss because I thought it sounded the best. $150. It's an analog delay pedal. And this might be kind of silly, but I was watching a studio video of one of my favorite bands now, and they were using this pedal, so of course that sold me on it. Now, I admit I already opened this pedal because I had band practice and I couldn't resist playing it, but I kept everything intact and repackaged it, so I'll show you what's inside. So the box itself was a little bit of a pain to open up, but as you can see, I wound up ripping it when I opened it the first time. So inside you got all your warranty info. Take a look at that in a second. But in here, this is the pedal. It's a nice looking pedal. It's brushed aluminum. You've got on here you've got delay control, which this is basically your time control. You've got feedback, which controls how long it'll delay for. And then you've got the blend knob, which you can adjust to control the wet versus dry mix. Ins and outs are on the back here, so just a heads up, it's not on this side. And then it's got a nice little compartment here for the 9-volt battery, which was not included. But I like that, so you don't have to undo any screws on the bottom or anything like that to change the battery out. You know, apparently Way Huge is owned by Dunlop, which I didn't realize when I got it. But so is MXR. So I'm using a lot of Dunlop products. I actually kind of went through this Dunlop catalog that came with the pedal. Oh, there it is right there. And just kind of went through everything they make. A buddy of mine has that pedal. It's pretty sweet. The classic fuzz. So, yep. And some information about strings. Here's the little kind of instruction manual for it. I like their logo. They give you some presets that you can use here and things like that, a little diagram. So let's plug it in and hear how it sounds. The reason I wanted to make this video is because in researching this pedal, I found, you know, some reviews on it, but nothing that really gave a really good quality representation of the sound. So I'm hoping, you know, what I'll record for you today will sound pretty good, give you a better sense of it, how it actually sounds. So I'll give you guys a rundown of my signal chain here. This is my Gibson Les Paul. It's a 94 Les Paul standard, really heavy guitar. It's like 12 or 13 pounds. Then I got that running direct into the Aqua-Puss, which is then running into the MXR, which is then running into my pod, which many may scoff at, but you know what, I live in an apartment. This thing sounds pretty darn good for just playing, you know, playing guitar in my apartment without an amp. It's also a tank. I've had this thing for like 12 years and it still works perfectly. And then I'm running that into my Golden Age preamp, which is then running into Focusrite Forte interface, which is connected to MacBook Pro. And I record everything in Reaper. That is my recording software there.